Hello, welcome to the channel. My name's Gaz, the Mini Painting Punk. This is Ronnie, and in this video I'm going to be taking some of those old plastic minis that have been sat in the drawer and I'm going to do something cool with them. Now, like I'm sure many of you are, I'm a bit of a miniature hoarder. I've got drawers and boxes and boxes and boxes full of old miniatures, and I've got a lot of the old sort of rank and file monopose plastic minis from Warhammer Fantasy and from other games as well. And for whatever reason, whether it's through the scale, the posing and the detail, they don't really tend to hold up well against modern miniatures. So I thought it'd be cool to have a little root through what I've got and try and use that to make something cool. I got this idea, I was browsing on Instagram and I saw a post by a user called Jingerwarrior, this awesome Black Orc standard bearer, and he'd just taken one of the old plastic Black Orcs from Warhammer Fantasy, added this really cool standard and scenic base, and I just thought it just really elevated the miniature and turned something that might have not been doing anything into something really cool. So as soon as this one lets me get up, let's get to it. So here's about one of everything I've got of these old plastic minis. Even got some Battle Masters in there. So let's have a little look through and see if anything takes my fancy. So you can't really beat an Empire Halberdier. That was my army back in the day. So let's do something with one of these. So I was thinking maybe doing a little diorama. So this clan rat will make a good enemy for my Halberdier guy. So the Halberdier to me says Gate Guard, so I hopped on to Thingiverse to look for a bit of scenery to place these models in. I found this open forge dungeon portcullis that I think would make a great scene that'd be the setting for this piece. So once that was done, just popped it into Cura and set it to print, and away we go.
2 hours later.
So here's the base all assembled and glued together, and I think this is just going to make a really nice setting for our two characters to exist in. So at this point I'd started to get like a pretty clear idea of what I wanted to do with the piece. I thought about the idea of the Halberdier as a gate guard, as I said earlier, and I think the Skaven as an assassin, maybe sneaking up on him. So I wanted to make a few changes to the model to reflect that. He's already got some good features for that, like the hood, but I thought his weapon was a bit out of character for that, so I swapped out his sword, and I found these two little swords from a skeleton kit I had lying around, but these swords are really tiny compared to Games Workshop models, so I thought they'd make two nice, really thin, dangerous looking daggers. In order to do that, I needed to cut off his hand and just reposition it so the dagger would sit nicely, and the other arm that usually holds a shield was in a good position for the other dagger anyway. So this way I've changed the weapons, but I've kept the character of the original model. So there he is, looking suitably dangerous. I've made some minor changes there, but I still wanted to make sure it looked like the original model. So no huge conversions, but I think with the appropriate paint job he's going to look plenty like an assassin. And again, not too many changes for this guy. I think he looks suitably guard-like already. I think maybe the feathers perhaps a bit much for a lowly gate guard, so I chopped that off. And again, I wanted to do something different where he's usually holding a shield, so I found this nice ornate dagger in its scabbard, and I attached that to where it would usually hold the shield. This bit was super fiddly, but I got there in the end, and I think he looks pretty good. And here's our unlucky gate guard finished. So that's both our main characters sorted. So now it's time just to put everything on the base and maybe add some final details and see what we can come up with.
So I used a bit of blue tack just to plan out the scene a little bit. Obviously I'm going to want to paint everything separately. When I put the characters on there, I found the left hand side of each character sort of side of the door was looking a little barren, so I added in some of the little bits from the bits box, like the shield, little bottle of half drunk wine, and the rat. Now, since this isn't a painting tutorial, I'm just going to use some movie magic and
skip to the end.
And let's just see what the finished piece looks like. I've added some moss to the walls just to give it a bit of extra detail. This thing's not perfect, but overall I'm really happy with how it's come out. I've taken some bits that have been lying around in a drawer for probably 10 years or more, and I've made something that I'm happy to put on the display shelf. I'm really happy with the way that it works on two sides, so when you view it from one side, the other character sort of becomes a background to that scene. Not so happy with the shield. I tried to do a freehand insignia on it. It didn't come out great, which is why I don't usually try and do freehand, but it's not terrible. I hope at least with this video I've given some of you a bit of inspiration to crack out those old minis and try something cool. I had a proper blast with this, so I'm probably going to do some more like it. If that's something you like to see, then please subscribe. Likes and comments help the channel more than you'd think, and if you really want to support this endeavour, you can join our Patreon for as little as £1 a month, and just to help me run and grow this channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.